after YouTuber Bryce Hall exposed him for using racial and homophobic
There's a kid YouTuber.
slurs and
Go to my. So I guess it says the N-word. Not surprised.
past chats.
YouTube, welcome back to another ROMZ video, and today we got another reaction video reacting to, as you guys can see in the title, we reacted to Jubilee is a waste of your time. And if you guys don't know what Jubilee is, so basically Jubilee is a channel where they kind of like do different types of topics. So they do, like, for example, 50 liberals versus one conservative, or they do the fat people deserve hate, like all these type of stuff, and then they bring creators on, all that type of stuff to kind of like get debates and all that type of stuff. And I'm sure you see like clips as well of different types of people. And I just saw this video with ohmeezy saying that Jubilee is wasting your time, so I might as well react to it because I'm actually curious to see what his point is. And then, yeah, you know, kind of go from there. But before we get into the video, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff as well. As I said, socials in the link description for any you know, videos that you want me to react to. Please comment down below, or also DM me personally. And then, yeah, let's get straight into it. Road to 100 subs as always. Let's do it.
The problem is that you're a professional victim. I don't know if you've caught on to this, but you're a professional victim. You constantly blame others for your inadequacies and why you're fat. The reason why you're fat...
I haven't blamed not one person for where I am.
Yeah, because you're always like, oh, it's tough and all this other stuff. The reality is this, man.
Wait,
you eat too much,
I'm
you don't
trying
exercise
to figure out
enough.
where these misconceptions
And that's why
about me are.
Again, you can say whatever you want to say.
I do want to press.
See, and this is why I don't watch Jubilee anymore, because this is not the way to reach the middle ground. Jubilee was a platform that became super duper popular during the pandemic because it bridged the gap between people that were on one side of the aisle, people that were on the other side of the aisle, had them come together to reach a middle ground or play out their stereotype fantasies when they had them select the X, Y, and Z type of person. It was just a really interesting social experiment displayed on a YouTube channel. But I fear that the social experiment is over with these fake and disingenuous conversations, these celebrity entertainers, and just an overall garbage platform now based off of where it was from a platform that had such a high future. Recently, a woman named Naima Trout got a lot of fame and attention based off of an episode of Jubilee where her and Charlie Kirk and about 19 other people got into heated debates based off...
that was an iconic clip, man. Bro, Charlie Kirk as well, man. His facial expressions is a little bit, it needs to be studied. It does need to be studied, man, because why is he like why every single time he makes a, I see when he makes a point, it's like bro, well, you okay? Like, what are your jokes? Like, what's going on here? So, I don't know.
Charlie Kirk's crazy stances, I guess that's the best way to put it.
I think that a person who is assigned male at birth, I don't think they
assigned male at birth, so people are not male at birth.
I think that
see, look,
person
this is what I'm on about.
Male at birth, I don't think they
assigned male at birth, so people are not male at birth.
See, like, bro, imagine that in your sleep. That's what I'm saying, man.
I think that a person...
See, your evidence that college is a scam, my friend.
So what do you say in some cases women with IUDs are murderers?
Of course not, they're not murderers.
So what's the difference between an IUD killing a conceived zygote and like a mother going to Planned Parenthood and killing the fetus in her womb?
That's actually the best point somebody made.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't necessarily identify with any label on the political aisle. I probably have some more liberal ideologies than the conservatives or whatever the case may be, but getting caught up in these labels has proven to be one of the biggest time wasters on the internet and something that can honestly break your brain. But watching this conversation and some of the more recent conversations on the platform that is Jubilee has seriously been a mindfuck. Jubilee's debates seem so well-intentioned and so thought out and so creative, but ultimately they end up being the most unproductive conversations on the platform. They end up doing more harm than good because they rely on these fake personas, disingenuous talking points, and then the gamifying of serious topics in which people on the other end are really being hurt while they're up there having some sort of scorecard in the comment section about people who are going through things like abortion or rape or being a part of some sort of war of religions. Having people choose choose a winner or a loser. They take these conversations that require so much gray area, so much more discussion, so much more research, so much more nuance, and make it extremely black and white by the end of the day. And in reality, the only people that are actually suffering are not the people that are taking in and consuming the conversation from the audience standpoint, but the people that they're actually talking about. It's gone from who has the best talking points, who can eloquently elaborate themselves, to who has the biggest presence in the room with the biggest story, the biggest anecdotes, and just who can dominate the conversation as a whole. If you can make people look dumb and come with some sort of silly counterpoint that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the conversation, you'll be deemed as a winner versus actually listening and taking in what people are saying and then having some sort of well thought out, good intention, and good faith rebut to try to come to a middle ground.
What is it about, let's say, a 6-week baby that has a heartbeat, its own DNA, fingerprint, brainwaves, that is less moral worth than an 88-year-old right now with dementia in a home down the street? That person requires assistance, requires help. Why is it that the 6-week baby is of less moral worth?
Well, first of all, it's not a baby, it's a fetus.
Well, what does fetus mean?
A fetus is in utero.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the f? I'm sorry.
It means...
Yeah, just on abortion. Because a lot of people have different opinions about abortion and all that type of stuff as well. With abortion, I don't even give my point really. I'm honest with abortion. I don't even give it. I really don't care. I don't really give a shit, man. To be fair, man, because there's one way you can say, yeah, you know what, it should be killing babies, cool. But then let's be honest though. If you ask, bro, if I accidentally got a girl pregnant, bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'll be calling for an abortion, man. I'll be completely honest. I literally would, man. So there's two ways to everything, man, at the end of the day. So I think this abortion debate, man, and I think he does make a good point, because some of the conversation that they do have in it, it's not to actually, as I said, find a middle ground. It's just more of just like a back and forth, and it's more of who can humiliate who. But there should be conversations where it's kind of like, we might not agree, but we can come into something like we can educate each other. Right? Okay, I see your point of view, but I still believe in this. Or, you know what I'm saying? They just have like a more of a less heated debate. But most of the times it's just kind of like back and forths, and they bring these people on just to kind of like, you know, just have discussions about stuff that they believe, and they will never ever change their minds. And the same with liberals. So it is what it is.
It means little human being.
The smile is very creepy. Okay.
Smiling is creepy?
No, your smile specifically.
Got it.
But let's go back.
That's actually mad. Man, she really violated him, saying his smile's creepy. I don't even blame her. Listen, I'm really a big fan of liberals, really, in my opinion. But she does make a good point there, man.
We're losing track here.
No, but is what species is the fetus?
The fetus is not a species yet. It's technically classified as a parasite until it is viable.
Are you saying a baby is a disease or a tumor?
A parasite is not a disease and a tumor. Those are not the same thing. A parasite is defined as something that cannot survive outside of its host. A baby, before it is viable, cannot survive outside of a woman's womb.
Got it. So let's extrapolate that.
It is not a living organism.
Now that video catapulted Naima into different levels of internet fame. With that being said, when people are catapulted into internet fame, the grifters are going to grift. The people that are going to take advantage are going to take advantage. The opportunists are going to take the opportunity. And this is where we insert internet nerd Aiden Ross. Look, Aiden is becoming so insufferable. I may not even mean that, but he is just recently
Aiden Ross, man.
Grinding my beans. Aiden Ross may have watched this video, or people may have told him about it, and he recognized her as being one of the better debaters in the conversation. So he did something that a lot of people would think is in good faith. He wanted to invite her on the platform to have another controlled conversation with another person. And we've seen Aiden Ross recently moderate some of these conversations, like in the STD situation with Gucci Third Leg. So this may have been a good chance for her to get some of these talking points across. But no, the person that Aiden Ross chose to sit across from her was none other than Nick Fuentes. And even though he offered her a hefty bag of $20,000, she said no.
2 days ago, Aiden Ross hit me up and offered me $20,000 to debate Nick Fuentes, and I said no. I said no for several reasons, but the biggest one is that he's a white supremacist. You engage in a debate with the leader of a hate group, you are legitimizing that as a perspective that should be considered. How am I supposed to have a debate with someone who openly idolizes Adolf Hitler? No, but you can't just like hate people for no reason and expect me to like normalize that. Number 2 is his fans got really excited about it. Why did they get really excited about it? Because they're a hate group. And what does a hate group need? Something and someone to hate. So essentially, I was being paid $20,000 to provide entertainment for for a bunch of fuck. Hell no. And then number 3 is I think it's kind of hilarious that Aiden Ross tried to pay a girl $20,000 to talk to him and she still said no. That's just funny. You guys get advice from him? Jesus Christ. That's kind of my take on it. I just didn't want to. It's just gross. I don't want anything to do with that.
Now, I thought she laid out some very good points because, to be honest with you, oftentimes in these conversations, they're not taken seriously. We just saw in that Gucci third leg situation, he ended up saying that he was going to retire to offer some sort of condom NFT. And I would come on the next day and saying that I'm going to show my actual test results, and then flaked out of giving the new test results. And this is not a platform that is actually embracing serious debate. We've seen these things before. It's just another opportunity for other people to get their clips off, another place and space for people to make content about serious topics that should probably be taken more seriously. Now, ultimately, whether you wanted her to come on there or not, she declined in a very civilized manner. She didn't say anything disgusting. She didn't go too hard. She actually turned it down in a very, very, very polite manner. So naturally, Aiden Ross would meet her with the same level of respect, right?
And then number 3 is I think it's kind of hilarious that Aiden Ross tried to pay a girl $20,000 to talk to him.
You look like you need the money. Look, I don't know how long this Jubilee hype is gonna, it's gonna eventually wear off. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. I offered you $20,000. I make 10x, 15x just from having you and Nick do it, just from that one specific stream. So you're basically like my little, you're like my little content slut for the day, and I get to make a lot of money off of you.
You into content sluts. That's crazy.
I think it's a win-win, but I think you fucked up by saying no, because when your little shit wears off, this little hype that you have, this feminist hype.
I remember, because this is like 10, this was like 9-10 months ago, but I remember like, I used to see this girl everywhere. Obviously she's fell off now, because I forgot about her till this video, I'll be honest, but literally, she was trending everywhere, like obviously Jubilee, obviously with Charlie Kirk and stuff, and obviously Aiden Ross was offering her 20k and she turned it down. For me personally, if I was Aiden, I wouldn't even care, bro. I'll be honest. I wouldn't care. I'd be like, I'm still making my money. I'm Aiden Ross. I'm a bigger creator than her at the end of the day. Why the fuck would you care? So, I mean, people take it differently at the end of the day, but like, yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
I was being so polite, professional towards you, despite you looking like an alien. And you know, it's crazy. These people, you want to say something like that Aiden Ross had to pay $20,000 to talk to a girl. You're not even a girl to me. I mean, look at this fucking animal. Like, look at this. This is just fucking disgusting. You have armpit hair. A regular man is not having sex with this, nor being attracted to this.
You know the worst thing is, a regular man would have sex with it. I'll be honest, a regular man would actually would hear. I wouldn't. Personally, me, I would do that, because look, bro, the piercings are crazy, bro. Like, bro, like, that's just not for me. But you'd be surprised. There's a lot of down bad guys out there, man, and they would absolutely, if they get given the opportunity, they would do it. 100%, bro. Like, I know how guys work, bro. They're thirsty as fuck, most of them. Most guys are thirsty, man. Like,
sorry, nobody's having sex with you.
Bro, yeah, you'd be surprised, man.
For the right reasons, at least. Like, I'm sorry, if a girl ever looks at me, you know, this way, in a sexual way, with armpit hair like this, it's fucking disgusting. It's fucking disgusting, man. I'm sorry, guys.
Literally just proving her point right. This is the same Aiden Ross who was distraught a couple months ago saying that his audience was this, that, and the third, his community was negative, etc., etc., took a break from the content, had the peers advise him to switch different directions, and now is exactly back to doing the things that got him to this place in the first place. Literally proving her point time in and time out as to why not to participate in the whole idea of debate content is so Aiden Ross, it's super ridiculous. And I'm gonna be honest with you, one of the guys that had the most insightful things on the internet to say about this is my guy Walter from Fresh and Fit.
Pointing out who's behind the scenes pulling strings, what does that do? Someone please tell me, what does that do? Gonna make you a target.
No, 100%.
I get fucked up.
100%.
What does that do for the public?
Well, a lot of people probably didn't know that just now, and now they know.
What are they going to do
behind
with it?
What are they going to do with it? The COVID thing.
What are they going to do with it?
Education is important, bro.
To do what?
It's like a freshman. Not gonna have this discussion with you, bro.
I'm just saying.
You're always like, bro, why are you
there's
trying to name
no
them?
point calling out people.
All right, we'll go back to you.
You cannot
so fresh could feel.
What do you gain from this? What do we gain from having these conversations with these stuck people other than the viral clip? It's not like anybody has in real time changed their minds, swayed their emotions, maybe become a little...
Just somewhat fresh. I kind of missed what you said. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm going back. So, and I just want to make sure I got it correctly. So he's telling me, right, because obviously with Myron and all these people there, if you know who Myron is, man, he's from Fresh and Fit, man. And yeah, I used to watch Fresh and Fit religiously, man. I think I told you guys when I used to watch Fresh and Fit like religiously, taking in every single thing, man. And it didn't really help, man. I'll be honest. It did help to a certain extent, but it didn't help in terms of like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of my output, because it's just mostly black and white. But going back to what he's saying is that I think what Fresh is saying, and I don't know, I need to make sure I'm getting this correctly, is that there's no point debating like these liberals and stuff like that, because, you know, there's no really gain other than like rage bait and stuff like that. And I'm a really big fan of Fresh anyway, but to be fair, he does have a point. For me personally, if I know I don't agree with someone, there's no point debating. Like, if I know someone's really stuck with their ways, what's the fucking point of me debating that person? A, it's just for views, or B, it's just kind of like, you're bored. You're a bored person at the end of the day. So if I know someone has their opinions I don't agree with, that's up to you. That is completely up to you. You can have your life. You can live where you want. Even if I don't agree with it, it is what it is. But debating and just kind of like calling her like a bitch or calling her like mad names, man. At the end of the day, like, cool, she might be acting like that, but even if you call her that, what do you gain off that? You don't gain shit off it. You're just wasting energy and shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not going to middle ground, for me personally, I've realised that there's no point debating people if they're never going to change. There's literally no point.
I'm not going to have this discussion with you, bro.
I'm just saying.
Always like, bro, why are you
there's no point calling out people.
All right, we'll go back to you then.
Cannot
so
defeat.
Fresh
What do you gain from this? What do we gain from having these conversations with these stuck people other than the viral clip? It's not like anybody has in real time changed their minds, swayed their emotions, maybe become a little less strict in their beliefs, or hell, even reached a middle ground. Oftentimes, this just leads to another moment to be laughed at or mocked at on the internet, another thing for them to be hateful for, and then another place and space for all these people to come and attack people. This isn't creating some sort of middle ground. Hell, this isn't even a debate. This is just a rock fight in a Roman Coliseum. This is crazy. You wanna know how I know Jubilee doesn't have the interest of creating the best conversations possible? It's because of the actors that they get on their platform to have these discussions, like Myron from Fresh and Fit and Just Pearly Things.
Bring shaming back.
Okay.
We need to bring shaming back in so many other regards besides obesity. We need to do it with sluts. We need to shame fat people. We need to shame everybody. Because shame, I mean, you deserve to be depressed if you're fat.
How can we take a platform seriously when they only bring on these people who have sensationalized takes for clicks and views? And the whole allure of Jubilee was the fact that it was supposed to be the everyday person, just regular people having these regular opinions and getting to understand the other person across the aisle. Why are we getting people who have made their claim to fame off of being the most erratic people on the internet to come and have these debates? We know what they're gonna say. And this goes for literally any other platform that's mainstream that brings them on there. We know that they're gonna say something stupid. The only reason why you bring them on there is so you can clear them out and get your viral content.
And, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm listening to Pearl. I don't know if she's just plain stupid or she's actually quite intelligent and knows that what she's doing is so sensational that it's going to make her a lot of money. Pearl will disappear like many others before her because this is something that's just a moment in time. She's like a train wreck. It's like a car crash. You know you shouldn't be looking at it, but you can't take your eyes off it.
It's so strange because people like Pearl Davis have turned from the whole ideology of their content originally into something that is more sensationalized, something that is more race baity, and something that just drives clicks and views. They've become more and more extreme because they have no leg to stand on in the content that they had in the first place. So now they're one-upping each other and doing the craziest things in the world. And these are the people that we're supposed to have on platforms in which we're supposed to reach a middle ground? Why? This brings me to my whole issue with debate content as a whole. In theory, it's fine. Two people having two different perspectives coming together discussing them. Debates have been around for the longest of times. People expressing their ideologies, their philosophies, why right is wrong, why wrong is right, and maybe just displaying a different perspective has always existed through human history. But now, because there's even more profitability and monetization, people are taking it to a whole nother level with these bad faith arguments, disingenuous takes, talking over each other, denigrating trolling, bashing, or trying to own or destroy the people that they're participating in the conversation with. Mind you, whole time, us as audience members are trying to get a better perspective as to what's going on. Or you have the bad actors that are in the audience that are just looking for a winner, or they already have chosen a winner and they're just trying to dunk on the other side of the aisle. I hate it. And especially when you have people's favorites participate in these things, all these people do is go in there to create echo chambers and dunk on the other sides. People aren't even necessarily listening to if Pearl or if Myron have bad points. They're just waiting for the other person to say something so they can jump on that other person just as their favorite is about to. Destiny is an example of what's wrong with debate culture, where everybody thinks that they have to have an opinion or know what's going on with these things. But oftentimes when they run into some sort of expert, they honestly get owned. When he sat down with lead attorney and acted like he knew more than what was going on from the perspective of a lawyer, it was honestly crazy. Acted like he knew some sort of expert, they honestly get owned. When he sat down with lead attorney and acted
Look, some monkey doing that. I don't know.
Like he knew more than what was going on from the perspective of a lawyer, it was honestly crazy.
We don't even believe our own clients to be. I don't know.
Okay, comparing an attorney to a study is a totally different thing, though, right? You're litigating a
because it's all data collection.
No. It's not data collection. You're not collecting data as an attorney. You're getting specific information about a specific case.
That's data.
Right? Yeah,
but
but when you're trying to make a case, I don't know if you're a trial attorney or what, but like when you're trying to make a case in front of a judge and the judge is asking you, like, did your client cheat on his wife? Like, you would never respond to it. Well, 47% of clients do. No, of course not. You're doing like a case study. When you're doing, like, that's what an attorney does, is case studies. Like, the whole discovery process is collecting data about one particular case, right? Or maybe you'll bring in an expert witness for random shit. But like, it's not the same as like talking in a scientific manner or in a sociological manner about like, here's like data across the society. So yeah, I would expect like a judge to be using more specific stuff where they're going to subpoena shit and everything, or they're going to have like more specific stuff to one case. But that's because you're arguing about one particular person, not an entire field.
Yeah, but the entire field is made up of each individual case study, if you want to call it that, Destiny. That's all data is. It's just a collection of individual case studies, if you want to call it that.
And then when other people like Valuetainment use their own anecdotal experience to kind of spin their narrative and paint their perspective, it gets totally disregarded because it doesn't agree with what he says. Debate culture contributes to people thinking that they are experts, and honestly, that's dangerous, especially when these are topic matters that have nothing to do with them. They've never even experienced it or been involved with it, and they don't think about it on a day-to-day basis outside of participating in this specific conversation to get clicks and views.
And I have represented tons of men, tons of women over 20 years, and I have seen the destruction that takes place. Mm-hmm. Like, no one has seen more men break down in tears while their kids get taken away, the equity in their home gets stolen, their retirement, their pension gets stolen by these judges. They have so much to lose. Women don't have these things to lose.
Yeah, we do. How can you say that a woman doesn't have equity in the house to
I can say that because I've been practicing for 20 years.
But I know, but women also can make money. Like, there could be marriages where the woman makes more money.
Listen, there are the LeBron James of women, all right? But I'm not talking about these special cases. I'm talking about in general. If you want to sit here and tell me that women in general lose their kids, you're crazy.
No, but
of course they don't.
It's well, some women do if they're like alcohol abuse.
No, not in general.
I think what you're saying, there's exceptions and there are rules.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if Madison was intentional.
Just because you talk fast, just because you use big words does not mean that you're right. And just because you have money and success and whatever other thing that you like to point to doesn't make you the authority on some of these conversations. What probably kills me the most is bad faith arguments. These are the things that literally make me shut off, shut down, and go play outside, which I probably should be doing anyway. Whenever I am listening to this debate bro content, it is so stupid. Let me just give you an example.
So it's not even comparable, the relationship between a child and the relationship between a rando. You do not get to mitigate the outcomes of your choices by violently ending the life of another human being that you are responsible for bringing into dependency on.
Even if I invited someone into my own home, a friend, a family member, I have the means, if I choose, if I tell them I do not want you there, by my own choices, I allowed that person into my home, into my space, into my domain, and then I change change my mind and I rescind my consent. We have the ability. It's called self-defense.
This is to us. It sort of sounds like if we're saying it's like if you don't want an abortion, sort of just don't have one. But we hear it sort of in the same way. It's like if you don't like slavery, don't have a slave. We sort of hear it sort of in the same ways because it's involving like it's sort of the destruction of the dignity of a human person. Like abortion and slavery violate the dignity of a human person.
So you're comparing abortion? I actually agree with that.
I think abortion is the biggest topic in which I see the bad faith arguments. But time and time again, throughout any of these debates, there are actors who bring on bad faith or just misleading topics in the whole conversation, and it just weighs it down with so much gunk. There's no purpose of continuing on. What's even a rebuttal to saying something like that? You're trying to draw from something here, but sometimes when people do it, it's just the stupidest thing in the world. And let's not forget, it doesn't just exist on the right-wing, conservative, or extremist side from their perspective. You have guys on the other side like Dean Withers, who have now been exposed as having the most racist takes in his past, has been saying the most egregious things in the Discord. Now he's the spokesperson that's supposed to be representing the liberal side of things. I don't think that that's good for the platform either.
Dean Withers, a TikToker known for his political debates, faced serious accusations after YouTuber Bryce Hall exposed him for using racial and homophobic slurs in past chats.
Wait.
Shared a screenshot and homophobic slurs and
Hold on, I missed this bit. I haven't been talking that much. I'm just kind of let the video play.
accusations after YouTuber Bryce Hall exposed him for using racial and homophobic
There's AK on YouTube.
slurs and
go to my. So I guess it says the N-word. Not surprised.
past chats.
You do ask, then call it a joke respectfully. Should you bitch ass so about?
Controversy erupted when Hall shared a screenshot and a screen recording showing Withers using the N-word in 2019 and the F-slur in 2022. On top of that, resurfaced clips of Withers playing Fortnite added fuel to the fire, as the footage clearly captured him using the N-word during a gaming session.
I was saying, make sure you follow my oh, I just said the N-word. Just said the N-word, I'm so oh.
You know these people, right? And this is a different topic, which I'm probably not going to get into, and not in today's episode anyway. But people that say, like, for me, I don't let the word nigger. I don't let the word nigger affect me anyway. That's just me personally. Like, so when I see white people doing, not even just white people, just people who are not that doing it, I don't really care. But I just don't get what is in your mind to even say in the first place. That's what I just don't get, in my opinion. Like, it's got to a point where I think everyone's racist, in my opinion. I truly believe everyone's racist. People are just more honest on it than others, man. I just really believe everyone's racist to each other. So at the end of the day, he said it. Well, what can I do? I can't control that shit. I can't control that shit. I think you have to realize that you can't get mad at stuff you can't control. Like, at the end of the day, like, he's probably more than likely gonna say it again. And yeah, I mean, it's not good, but it is what it is.
I mean, I could say that, right? But I cannot say that on stream.
I think that there is a place and space to have these conversations. I think that people are able to have their opinions. But I believe that the way that Jubilee and some of these other debate bros have gone about constructing the platforms in order to host these conversations is terrible. It's totally disingenuous. We have gotten so far away from the true essence of just having conversation, just having something that will lead to a conclusion or come to a better understanding. I don't even know why people still participate in it. I don't like to consume it because it is stupid. All this is in like super bad faith. You have regular people who have their own perspectives, who don't know anything, you know, who live out of their own worldview. And then Jubilee sits them across from right-wing pundit that's on Fox News and has them debate each other, and it's never a genuine perspective or genuine conversation. Honestly, I think that we should destroy the whole debate bro platform content, strip it down and start over, because at this point we are getting nowhere. So why do we continue to do it? The jokes aren't even funny anymore. Like, it's pointless.
All right, that's it, done for the reaction video, man. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video, man. That was a little bit more of a political type of thing anyway. But yeah, I did enjoy it. And before we end the video, man, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do that good stuff as well. As I said, any other videos you want me to react to, comment down below, or search us over there and DM me personally, man. But yeah, that's it for me, and I'll speak to you guys very soon. Peace.